This week on Atlanta Eats, it's Central Heating and Air's coolest restaurants in the ATL. First, it's prime cuts of steak cooked to perfection. Then an Aussie dish that'll have you jumping for joy. And the only cookout you'll want to get all dressed up for. After that, try not to fill up on these delicious spring rolls before your entree comes out. Then, in our second half hour of coolness, how about classic Southern cuisine, creamy grits included. And the key to a perfect paella, patience. Also fresh Georgia trout straight from the mountains. Hungry yet? Welcome to a special edition of Atlanta Eats, where Central Heating and Air brings us what's cool in the ATL. Over the next hour, we check out some of the coolest spots in Atlanta, all over different neighborhoods, and really start to find out more about some of the restaurants that you guys love. Kristen's here from Central Heating and Air.
Hey, Steak, it's great to be here today.
Great to see you.
Yes.
You guys love Atlanta as much as we do Atlanta Eats.
We've been in Atlanta over 70 years.
Tell me, customer service matters in a restaurant, matters in your guys' business as well.
Customers have the corner office in our business. They come first. We would not be here without doing right by our customers.
It feels like a family-run local business is what people love.
There's a lot of HVAC companies in this area that's not locally owned and operated. We are.
You know, cool oftentimes to me means one of those old school steakhouses that feels really sexy, sitting at a bar like we are. This is just a really neat spot.
It's great. I love it when you walk in. You can have a nice dinner, you can relax in the lounge, or come to the bar and have a drink.
Yeah, you know, it's all there for you, which is why in Sandy Springs, there's nothing cooler than Kaiser's Chophouse.
Hi, thanks for helping out tonight. We do have tomahawks came in, so we have those. We have Kansas, which is another dry-aged. Fish came in is halibut. We do have mushroom risotto. A little truffle oil, finish that off. Okay, gotta come in early, and if they really, really want to come, talk to me. We might have an open spot.
I love the atmosphere. The food is amazing. It's one of my favorite places.
Love the service. Love Chef Peter. Nicest guy, amazing cook. Does fish probably better than anyone in the city.
We wanted to be a neighborhood-friendly steakhouse, but we call it a Chophouse. We have lots of varieties. Prime steaks, seafood, raw bars, all kinds of appetizers, so there's plenty of stuff. During the week we have a lot of business people want to come in. We have a lot of regulars who just want to come in and sit in the comfortable bar.
It's in Sandy Springs. I think it competes with the other steakhouses in Atlanta.
We love the room, the bar's great energy here. We actually got to meet the chef. Great steakhouse, number one is the meat. They have to know how to cook a steak. These guys know how to cook a steak.
I think the cut of a meat is very important. Like the way it catches flavor, and then obviously how tender it is.
It starts with the food first. Allen Brothers have been doing their steaks. They've been cutting steaks since 1870s, 87. The same with my seafood. I'm getting from Boston. I have a relationship for 30 years with them. I get my oysters there, my scallops, all the seafood from up north.
I don't eat beef or pork, so it's just so many selections for me, even though it's a steakhouse. The salmon potato skins, they're my absolute favorite. I love the fried lobster, I love the hamachi, so many things, they're so good here.
Pittsburgh rare on a steak. Charred on the outside, bloody, cold on the inside.
Medium, Pittsburgh, perfect steak. I mean, it comes clean. The steaks here are awesome, okay?
I don't know everything about steaks despite my name, but I know that is a beautiful looking plate of the highest level of steak, right?
Well, we talk about prime steaks. This is a strip here, which is prime, and it's wet aged, okay? So is the fillet. Here we're going into the dried age.
Yes.
When you have a ribeye, it's obviously, look at that, it's like a piece of butter right in there, right?
Yep.
Fat's
the
where
fat's
it's at.
Melting in.
That's where it's
That's
at.
where it's at. This guy. Look
That's
at him.
it.
This right here.
See, look at this here. See over here? See, this is where the age is. Take a smell on that. See this here?
Yep.
Is right there. And then on this side,
Oh, okay.
you got the fillet.
That's
perfect. We're gonna go hot, hot, hot. So what we're gonna do, porterhouse? Right?
Oh, for sure, right? Gonna get both ends.
And you get
So
a
now
little
this is salt and pepper, kosher
All right.
salt.
That's right.
Now we're
here's the
grilling, right?
sizzle.
What degrees is that? That is
1500.
1500.
1500.
The fat is just lighting that
Coming
up.
out. The fat out of the steak is light.
That's awesome! Unbelievable, right? These are where they are. That's where you cook them. Right on there, on a plate to your table. Bada beep, bada bop, bada boop. You get a beautiful glass of red wine. Everything's happening.
What we're doing is we're gonna cut it up, slice it, and you're gonna
Because that's
serve.
how I want to do it. I'm sitting at a table. I got three or
Three
four
people.
buddies. Great side dishes. Beautiful steak. Slice it up. But look at the flavor.
Get that H? Little char?
You don't need anything else.
Not really.
That's perfection.
That's how chefs eat, right?
There you go.
Perfectly cooked steaks, dry age or regular is fine, and good sides. You need good sides. I'm a big corn guy, and he has Granny's cream corn. I highly recommend it. It's awesome.
The rotten potatoes, out of this world.
The classics are really great. So things that are generally more creamy or can accompany that smokiness really well. And obviously vegetables, so you can like convince yourself you're not just like totally packing on the weight while you're eating.
Today we have English peas in the house, Brussels sprouts, cream corn, which is to die for, big onion rings. We have a make a spätzle, comes from my background, and people are like, what is that? I said, well, give it a try. If you don't like it, it's on me, you know?
Dessert, really good dessert. I got a chocolate chip cookie and a cast iron skillet. Awesome, awesome.
So it comes in a skillet, and it's hot. It's a little undercooked, so it's nice and soft, a little ice cream.
The atmosphere. I like the dimness of it. It feels very wood and oaky.
It's intimate, but it's also engaging. Like, obviously the tables are somewhat close to one another, and like I said, the staff was really engaging too and make you feel very at home.
We wanted something really timeless. I don't want anything too modern. I wanted something, it's been there, every people can go there for years and years, to be something like a London chic. The bar, it just has a great feel to it, the lighting and everything. So we really are about, you know, classics.
It's all you need. Not a lot of fanfare or anything, just a nice tight bar with good friends that you can have a drink at.
Well, you've seen the menu. They're all classics. They're all cocktails that are very, very old, that come from the era when the cocktails were first born.
You know, Bo, our general manager, he loves it. I think our bartenders are outstanding.
Chris, Matt, Larry, they're amazing. They're great.
A lot of people come in and say, your staff is outstanding. You know, we are really making a big effort to getting to know our neighbors, getting to know our regulars, getting to know their little things, you know.
It's going to be service that's going to set you apart. So if you're someone that's really engaging with you, wants to know you, wants to explain themselves to you.
The service is above and beyond, always.
The people are terrific people. Dee, our waiter, has been doing this for a long time. The chef cares, and the people seem to work as a unit. I watched them do their team prep talk before they opened, and that's what a good restaurant does.
We go over all those details every shift, and, you know, it makes them feel at home. And that's what a neighborhood steak place should be.
Enjoy dinner with a view, and I'm not talking about your date. Our next spot has elegant patio dining, right smack on the river, and beautiful gardens that make walking off your meal a treat in itself. Central Heating and Air brings you what's hot and what's cool in the ATL. Atlanta's one of the busiest and most exciting restaurant towns, and it's hard to stay on top of where to go for a really special time. Well, sit back and let Central Heating and Air and Atlanta Eats show you the ropes. Visit atlantaeats.com/central and sign up to learn about the hottest and coolest places and win a gift card to experience a great meal at a cool restaurant. Atlanta Eats is back. We love Central Heating and Air, keeping us cool all summer long. Kristen from Central, what's cool to you?
I love a restaurant with a view. I also like a place that I can come to with a great bar, great food. I can come with my girlfriends and relax for an evening.
Yep.
Or if we need to take a customer out, we can bring a customer for a nice dinner.
Yeah, how about a view like none other in Atlanta? What's cooler than Canoe?
Canoe Restaurant is probably the most iconic restaurant in the city of Atlanta. We do everything here from seated dinners, special events in one of 4 different spaces. We have an outdoor bar. We do a music series in the spring and in the fall. So we really do it all.
How often do you come to Canoe?
We eat here about 3 times a week.
Been here once before on business from North Carolina. The food is great.
How long have you been coming here?
At least 20
years.
Let's talk about the reasons why you come to Canoe. We have so many. What a great place to come for a dinner. To be able to sit in a beautiful restaurant, be taken care of, have a wonderful meal.
What are they doing great with the menu, guys?
It's variety. It's someone coming that has had a lot of exposure to being a foodie.
Right.
Great duck, rabbit, so
Yes.
those things that you don't find
So
other
game,
places.
they bring game.
Exactly.
Literally and figuratively, right?
Definitely.
We have a duck leg that's in an oatmeal breading.
You can come outside, you can have a wedding, you can have a bar mitzvah, you can sit out on the banks of this beautiful river on these beautiful grounds and just relax.
We eat here because we absolutely love the ambiance and the view.
View is
It's amazing.
ridiculous.
I don't think that there's a better view anywhere in Atlanta. I mean, this is absolutely remarkable, and I'm spoiled because this is my office every day.
Such a beautiful setting. The ambiance of the restaurant is beautiful.
We added this covered patio when we built the restaurant and renovated the restaurant. We couldn't pass up on the opportunity. This is quintessential riverfront dining.
Being here at the river, it's kind of a very unique spot to be in.
During the summer, when we're done with our meal and when we're done with brunch, that we always go outside and walk the gardens before we leave.
You know, at the end of the night, get a bottle of wine, go sit by the river, relax, and let the world float by.
This is what makes Canoe the perfect place for girls' night. So the beautiful scenery by the lake, you just don't even know that all of this is back here, and it's just gorgeous.
So cool.
There's an ambiance that leads to elegance and sophistication, but you don't feel like you have to wear a tuxedo or an evening gown to come and enjoy it with your friends.
There's a lot of room out there. Sometimes patio areas feel a little too claustrophobic.
The key of getting a table on the patio at Canoe is, I will tell you honestly, come early.
Canoe has the best little atmosphere for coming after work. You can have a campfire right here. You can tell stories about the day, hang out with your friends.
At Canoe, the culinary team try to stay Southern regional. We try to stay local and sustainable. But you can find things on the menu that are as Southern as fried green tomatoes. And you can find things with Asian flair, with Italian flair. It just kind of depends on what the ingredients are telling us they want to do.
They have some different features. They offer kangaroo.
I mean, who's getting kangaroo, right?
No.
The kangaroo. It is an extraordinary meat. It is lean. It's good for you. It actually lowers serum cholesterol. And we have an Australian chef, so he's got to have some kangaroo in the menu.
I mean, how many people are going to go kangaroo right out of the gate, right?
No, not many.
I mean, you gotta be bold.
The kangaroo dish with the grit cake.
Yeah.
And the way that the waiter paired up the wine was perfect. I've never had kangaroo before.
I mean, who knew?
I didn't know that it existed as a dish.
Their salmon.
Everybody
on the
talks
menu.
about the salmon.
Everybody loves the salmon.
Yep.
The salmon, we're excited about this. It's one of the summer dishes that
Yes.
they recommended.
Tell me about your favorite dish.
Oh, the salmon with the little hash brown.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so delicious.
Been on the menu for 22 years. People come here from all over the country just for that dish.
I have the halibut, and it's got scallops and mussels and looks just absolutely delicious.
The culinary team and I, we talk every day. We talk about ingredients, we talk about things that are coming online. So we really have a lot of access to some of the very best things.
What are they doing great here service-wise?
They pay attention to their customers. It's in the details.
Great service makes good food great. When we say creating memories, and those memories are different for different people.
It's definitely the perfect place to entertain clients.
I've been coming to this restaurant for 20 years.
Wow. Safe that we can tell Atlanta, if you're looking to book a spectacular corporate event, this is the spot.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We can do anything from dinners for 160 people to a closing dinner for 10 people. It's really got something for everybody.
When people come from out of town, this is where we love to bring them.
I The thing that makes Canoe tick is that we've created a culture where the staff, they are really bought into our goal to create memorable experiences for people.
We eat here because we feel like we're surrounded by family.
It just elevates the entire experience to feel that you've been someplace special and someplace that cares about you.
With our beef carpaccio, we really try to make sure it's something unique. It starts with our great center cut filet, a house-made Dijonnaise, Parmigiano Reggiano, fresh herbs on top, finishing it with, I think, the piece de resistance, and that is the fried caper. Gets a crispy texture, adds a really unique element.
It's delicious.
Marlowe's is a family environment. There's something for everyone.
Make sure you try the best restaurants in town from Ed Voiles Kia and their new 2018 models.
Kirkwood Tavern is a family-friendly sports bar. High quality, fresh food every day.
Great family atmosphere. Come watch the games, whether it's by yourself sitting in the car or bringing your family with the kids up here.
I love Creekwood. Food is great. Beer selection's good. Always cooked perfectly and amazing.
Visit EdVoilesKia.com for your restaurant roadmap. Atlanta Eats is back. This week's Hotspot is brought to you by Gas South. Atlanta's filled with incredibly cool restaurants, and this is Central Heating and Air's What's Cool in the ATL with Kristen. Let's talk about cool dining rooms. Any jump out at you?
I love a place that will take me outside of the city. We're so busy here every day with the traffic, the hustle and bustle. I like to go somewhere where it just takes me away and my mind can relax for the evening. I like a place with a cool interior design and great food.
Well, I've got the spot for you. It's not too far out of the city. Matter of fact, it's in the city. But it's hard to find a place more beautifully decorated and cooler than Cape Dutch.
Cape Dutch is a very unique restaurant concept, probably one of the only of its kind in the United States. We bring in the braai, which is a wood grill concept, into the dining room. So it's basically like having a cookout in a formal dining room setting in a restaurant.
So when you walk in the restaurant, you obviously get the smell of home, the smell of the braai. Tell me about that.
Oh, absolutely. It's a nice open grill in the back there that just kind of fills the whole restaurant, and it's a real authentic style or smell of South Africa. So in essence, I feel like coming home.
Cape Dutch is known for the braai. It's a South African terminology of a cookout on the grill. It's really the uniqueness of using that oak wood that really creates a magic moment. And I think that's what we are trying to create here at Cape Dutch, a magic moment.
Nothing really compares to Cape Dutch. The people are beautiful, the drinks are amazing, and the customer service is like no other.
This is a very warm restaurant. You feel like you're eating in your home.
This restaurant was born out of a day literally at South African wine country, eating beautiful vegetables, steaks, fish, and drinking beautiful wine amongst friends. And so, you know, we brought in Chef Phipps Plaza, French trained, Belgian native. So it was the perfect fit for Cape Dutch.
We have the same personality, so it's really engaging. Between our personalities, what we like, we both like food and wine. It's a perfect marriage.
One of my favorite dishes is the branzino, which is a Mediterranean sea bass. It's coming off the braai, and it transports me back to South Africa within a second.
We also have lobster. That lobster really is so unique. It's a very fantastic dish.
I love all his food. The salmon is delicious, too. His South African pomme frite.
I think what makes them different is that they're fried in duck fat, and they also have herbs on top of them.
We serve that with a ketchup, and we serve it also with a Madagascar curry, which has a little mayo base.
They are crunchy, which is the only way fries should be.
Here we have a little elk chop. Perfect way to eat that is medium rare. Along with that goes with some beautiful oyster mushrooms, then lily apple stuffed with lingonberries from Sweden. Then we have spaghetti squash. Bon appetit.
I've had the elk, very delicious.
Every great chef has that ability to do something with food that you get surprised and you say, wow.
So Cape Dutch is very unique. You kind of arrive into a lounge bar setting. You can have a cocktail before dinner, glass of wine, aperitif. You have dinner, and then we try and capture you afterwards as well. You know, come and have a cocktail with us afterwards, or an after-dinner drink, you know, before you leave. So and you kind of get a full experience, very much so.
What makes you come back to Cape Dutch?
Oh, I love the atmosphere
here. The food is great. The drinks are awesome.
It's a very warm environment. Now I'm looking over here at the bar, and everybody looks very friendly.
We end up usually coming back out on our way out and having the nightcaps.
One of my favorite cocktails is Flight 201. Flight 201 is the flight Delta Airlines, Atlanta to Johannesburg, which is my hometown. And it's just a phenomenal cocktail, a little smoked, barrel aged for 6 weeks.
I love how they blended the amazing drinks. Nothing like it.
So as a restaurateur, I'm very passionate about wine. And we have the best selection of South African wine, I'd probably say, in the United States. Chef Philippe and I pair, you know, you bring in the European influence with the South African influence. We pair our wines with our global cuisine. So the wine list, even though it is South African centric, if you will, there's a lot of global influences going on in the wine list as well. Philippe came up with this dessert, which is chocolate soup. And it's this phenomenal, exquisite Belgian chocolate that he makes into a soup. And you have this bread and almond brittle, and you dip the bread and you can drink it. I mean, it's literally a drinkable dessert. It's one of my favorite desserts, and that's the one that stands out to me.
It's just really eclectic. You always run into different groups of people here.
And they're very welcoming, and that's what I like.
I'm very fortunate that my better half, my wife, Kelly, happens to be one of the top interior designers in the country. So she tried to create, and I think she did a great job on creating a phenomenal atmosphere that when you walk in, it transports you to Stellenbosch, which is South African wine country where we were, and she did a phenomenal job of just brightening up the restaurant, lightening it up, and literally making it feel like a phenomenal, once again, experience. I keep using this word experience, but that's important to what we do as a company.
I mean, it's welcoming, it's cozy. You want to come in and have cocktails with friends and really enjoy the environment.
I would say it's vintage classic, but it's just a little bit contemporary as well. The bright walls, the dark furniture, and the chandeliers, I love it.
We want our diners to feel like they've really had a true experiential dining experience. We've transported them to another place and time. They've had a phenomenal meal. They feel satisfied, but most important, they feel excited about telling their friends about Cape Dutch and what we stand for and what we mean, and hopefully they'll come back, and hopefully their friends will come back.
Well, we're all very comfortable. We're all eating globally, but thinking locally and toasting to Cape Dutch.
Yes. Cheers. Cheers.
Love these girls.
Gas South has the lowest rates around. Sign up today to receive a $75 gift card to your favorite hotspot restaurant.
It's Beer and a Bite, where we talk to some of the most exciting folks in Atlanta helping to shape our city. Kate Atwood is here, Executive Director of Choose ATL, among other great things. You're the founder of Kate's Club.
So I had this kind of crazy idea to just want to build community for kids who had lost a parent or a sibling. And today we, serve thousands of children and their families. We're all over the Southeast.
Talk about Choose ATL.
It's public facing, and it exists to really market Atlanta to the next generation. With vibrant culture, innovation. What I see really, really exciting is our neighborhoods are starting to get their own personality and their own identity. The next 5 years, I would say, are going to be some of the most formidable for Atlanta. It's a big city, and you actually can play a role.
And have a voice.
In shaping it.
Yeah, thanks.
You can join the movement.
Don't miss Fernbank Museum's new interactive exhibit that highlights the relationship between food, culture, nature, and history. Enjoy virtual cooking activities, engaging dioramas, a demonstration kitchen, and monthly foodology events. Food, Our Global Kitchen is in Fernbank, June 9th through August 19th. For more information and tickets, go to fernbankmuseum.org. Kick back with a perfect plate of pasta or a juicy burger, or have an elegant dinner with tender steaks at this next Northern Italian spot. And oh yeah, don't forget about those addictive spring rolls.
You trying to heat the whole neighborhood?
Is that so crazy a thought? Heating the whole neighborhood. Warming the lives of friends and neighbors. It's what drives Gas South to be a fuel for good. Whether it's saving with the best rates and no deposit, or giving 5% of our profits to children in need. So yeah, we are trying to heat the whole neighborhood. Gas South. The difference is good.
All right, let's get back to talking about really cool restaurants. And to me, one of the ideas of a cool restaurant is one that can go high-end, has great food, certainly can get fancy, or can be casual if need be and have real casual food.
I like a place like Davio's. I love it because if I'm out shopping with my daughter and we want to grab a quick lunch, we can run in there, not have to be dressed up, you know, order lunch or whatever.
Spaghetti and meatballs?
Absolutely, she loves it. And then if I want a nice night out, we can have private dining and then
get a little fancy.
Yes, absolutely.
You know it, Davio's. Let's head to Phipps.
We are an Italian restaurant, but we're also a steak restaurant. We have amazing meat here. We make all our pasta fresh. We're a scratch kitchen, but we have our own bakery. We make our own ice cream. We do everything here from scratch.
What do you love about this place?
What's not to love about this place? I love coming here with a buddy, having lunch and business and having fun, bring my family here. My family loves it.
What I like is really there's something for everyone. I love that they've closed in the patio. The bar is great. They've got great private dining in the back. This is kind of casual for lunch.
Yeah, I love the booth.
And then you've got the fine dining. So it almost always fits what my need is for that particular occasion.
And the service is just always on the money, every time.
Great service, yeah.
I started Davio's when I was 24 years old, 1985. So I've been doing this a long time. You know, this company's over 32 years old, and we still have 5 of the original 15 people in our original restaurant. And we have a lot of people who have been with us 20 years, 25 years, 30 years. Yeah, sure, I get a lot of the credit because I own the company, but you know what? It's all about everybody that works in this company. And thank God we have great people.
Talk about the service. How great are the people that work here?
One of my favorite things about coming to Davio's is I'm a recruiter, so I meet a lot of people here, and they know me right when I come in, and they do a great job of sitting you in great places.
We have a lot of people who come in, and one night they have a burger, and the next night they have a $50 steak. To us, it's we're for everybody.
You guys had the steaks before here also or not?
Yes.
So talk to me about those steaks.
Steaks are amazing. I know that they age them, and I don't eat steaks everywhere, but I'll eat them here, and they do a great job.
The prime ribeye is about 80 days aged. Okay, so it is the most tender steak you've ever had in your life. The farm that we use in California, Brant, they're no steroids. They are on grass for a year.
Oh, I love the steak here. That, honest to God, I'm a total steakhouse person, and that is delicious. I'm usually for Valentine's Day and have that with some of my friends. That's good. Nice.
I bring clients here. I love the round tables they have in the back. And I'll say, bring us like your, best bottle of red, whatever you love. And they bring a bottle. They're in and out. They serve beautifully. They're super professional, and the food's amazing.
So they really became kind of a staple. You feel like it's a staple restaurant of Buckhead right now?
Absolutely.
Classic Buckhead.
Go-to spot.
I think our first open kitchen was about 15 years ago. And now all our restaurants are open. But it's theater, people love to see the chef's table. They walk over there and they have a great dinner. They go over and talk to the chef, and it's just the greatest thing. I recommend it. If you have a restaurant, open the kitchen.
So this is like what we love about Davio's, the spring rolls, right?
Yes, love the spring rolls.
What kind of spring rolls? You didn't even know what they are. Which kinds?
I love the Philly cheesesteak spring rolls. Those are the best.
Yep. Tell me more about the spring rolls. What do you love about them?
They're just, I crave them all the time, so I just come here. I try not to eat them too much, but I get them at least once a month.
My problem is I eat them like M&Ms. I just like pop them back,
I can't really decide which one's my favorite.
I'm with my buddy Stevie, the owner of Davio's.
Hey, did you wash your hands?
Always.
Okay,
always.
Good. Okay, so we take the potatoes.
Yeah.
Okay, these are russet potatoes. Okay. Put them right on the bowl here.
Yeah, I got you.
Then we're gonna take the flour. Just throw the whole thing. This is all measured for you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That helps.
Yeah, and then we're gonna take the Parmesan cheese mixture.
So all this stuff goes together.
Yeah, and then we're gonna just take the little pepper and the salt. Okay, everything's all measured.
Yeah.
The recipe's on the website
it's not
if anybody
so
wants it. Yeah, very simple. Now we make a little circle here.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
Right in the middle?
Yeah, right in there. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Okay, now this is the fun part. Look
right
at
on
this.
top there?
Yeah, right in there. Now you mix the egg.
So this is the consistency with the egg, right?
So you want the egg to get all around everywhere. All right, so we make a nice little ball. Can you do that?
Reminds me of my days in college right here.
Yeah, yours looks just like mine, doesn't it? These are the gnocchis that we have here already made. So
can I grab these?
Yeah, so that's yours. This is mine. Now let's put them right here into the water. Let's get through the sauce. Now grab your pan. These are the wild mushrooms.
Love those mushrooms.
Okay.
Yep.
And the oil. Okay. And then we have a little garlic. Put the garlic in.
Love the garlic though.
Take some butter. Put your butter in here.
It just looks nicer when you do it.
Yeah, well, I've been doing this. I've been cooking my whole life, so we're ready to plate. So let's go. Let's put them right in. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add a little more cheese.
Yeah.
All right, and then the secret here, we're gonna add a little truffle oil on top. Okay, just put a little truffle oil.
Huge flavor with truffle oil, right?
Yep.
Fresh gnocchi, right?
Yep. That's it. Wow. How's that taste? Let me try yours.
You're brave. You're very brave. That's great stuff. That's a little challenge.
So that's it. How quick was that? How fast was that?
Thanks for having us out here, brother.
Thanks for coming to Davio.
Great stuff in Davio, as always.
All right, thank you, man.
Central Heating and Air brings you what's hot and what's cool in the ATL. Atlanta's one of the busiest and most exciting restaurant towns, and it's hard to stay on top of where to go for a really special time. Well, sit back and let Central Heating and Air and Atlanta Eats show you the ropes. Visit AtlantaEats.com/Central and sign up to learn about the hottest and coolest places and win a gift card to experience a great meal at a cool restaurant. Stick around for our second half hour of Atlanta's coolest restaurants, brought to you by Central Heating and Air. How about some good old Southern cuisine by one of Atlanta's most creative chefs? Then enjoy wood-grilled tapas you can smell when you walk in the door, and a brisket that'll fill your belly and fill your soul. Atlanta Eats is back. I'm here with Kristen from Central Heating and Air, a phenomenal local company, which is perfect because we're talking about some of the coolest places in Atlanta and going all over in the perimeter, outside the perimeter, and sometimes Southern food can be the most cool thing.
It is. I love Southern food. I'm from Georgia. I love Southern cuisine. I like to go somewhere with a great atmosphere, a big patio, and I love it how the meal is up in the ante on Southern cuisine.
If you love Roswell, this is the place to be, and apparently Roswell is the place to be.
It's got a country feel to it, and yet you're in a kind of a dynamic neighborhood where there's a lot going on.
Roswell has a lot of different things, one of which is not parking. Big plus is they have their own local parking.
I ate with my eyes first, and then my taste buds were in love. I had a party in my mouth.
The Mill Kitchen Bar is a quintessential Southern cuisine restaurant in Roswell, Georgia. We have an executive chef that focuses on Southern cuisine with different twists.
You know, going into cooking, I wanted to do something that sticks to my roots, but it's globally influenced.
They have comfort food and they have adventure food.
I try to do things that are adventurous, yet people, when they read it, they want to try it.
Chef Daniel's done an amazing job for us, and we change our menu once every quarter, and it gives Chef Daniel the creativity that he likes, and he can bring in other elements outside, put a Southern twist to it, and bring it to our customers at the Mill Kitchen Bar.
So tell me, if the place is going to become a neighborhood place, what has to happen?
Well,
what do you need?
You need good food, you need quality service,
Yep.
You need all the elements working together because there's too much competition these days.
I know, in Roswell alone.
Exactly right.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And you got parking here.
And you got parking.
Like crazy parking,
Exactly
right?
When I got here, all I heard about was other restaurants. So my goal was, well, I want them to hear about this restaurant. whatever it takes, I want people to come here. And I think we've accomplished that.
Duck poutine fries are the most delicious thing you're ever going to eat.
It was on the menu last year, and I got yelled at for taking it off. So as soon as I could, I put it back on.
I had the trout, absolutely phenomenal. I'm a trout fanatic.
My husband had shrimp and grits tonight, and it was awesome.
Whenever I design a menu, I always ask, is that going to be sustained throughout the entire menu? We change our menu every 3 months.
I had the pan-seared scallops, scrumptious.
They added steak to their menu with different selections, and to me, everyone I've had is excellent.
The outside, spectacular, with the fireplace going on.
You can come in the spring, the summer, the fall, and enjoy the patio with this beautiful fireplace.
The patio is a big gathering place for people. People like to sit outside. They like to enjoy their meal and their dinner.
Eating outside on a nice fall or spring day, it kind of adds to the ambiance.
It's a great place to congregate, have some laughs, bring your wine out. Can't beat it.
People are really excited about our brunch menu. We have a lot to offer. We do a crabs Benedict, we do a regular eggs Benedict, breakfast burritos. We also have a Bloody Mary bar that we offer on Saturdays and Sundays, and then we do have bottomless mimosas on Sundays as well.
Well, my husband and I have been to Napa a number of times, so we recognize a lot of the labels here, and that's important.
I'm a huge craft beer person, and they just traded out their Miller Lite for some Scofflaw Basement IPA, and it's my favorite.
So Janice does an excellent job adjusting with the seasons like the menu does with her cocktails.
As far as cocktails, the Old Fashioned is probably my most popular cocktail. For our smoked Old Fashioned, I start with a plank board. I prefer to use maple. I think it gives the best flavor to the glass. So we smoke the board and turn the glass upside down and let that smoke, infuse into the glass. It really adds to the flavor of the Old Fashioned. And while that's doing that, then I mix the cocktail. I make homemade bitters for it, house simple syrup, and I use typically High West Double Rye. And then once I've stirred it, and I use a King Sphere, pour it into the glass, and then I do a flamed orange and a black cherry. And this is our smoked Old Fashioned.
They're mixologists. It's not just like a bunch of people pouring stuff in a cup. So that makes it fun.
Well, it was my first time, and I absolutely loved it. I felt like I was at home here.
I think that's something that my brother and I wanted to create from the beginning, is we wanted to always have a warm feel to it where people can come and they feel like they're not going out, it's not a sterile environment, and to have a very good experience across the board. Great food, great service. Most people are hiring a babysitter to come. They're spending money, they've taken their time out of their day, they've planned this, and they don't get many opportunities to do this. So what we try to do is we want to make sure that everybody who leaves here is a satisfied customer.
I feel like it's a very cozy, inviting environment. The moment you walk in, just the ambiance, it makes you feel really comfortable and glad you came.
Try small plates like the wood-grilled artichokes that allows you to enjoy every flavor this Spanish spot has to offer.
Shaken, stirred, or served straight up, Atlanta's drink scene is on fire. We're showing you where to go and what to order with exclusives from the experts behind the bar. Cheers! This is Atlanta Drink, presented by Tower.
With Atlanta's booming beer scene, we're always looking for something new. Why not 40,000 square feet on the Beltline, including a beer garden, a brewery, and restaurant? Welcome to New Realm Brewing.
When we came upon New Realm, to us it was an empty vessel. And that's when the magic happens, when you can have a really cool environment, you're a part of the community, you've got good food and good beer.
Sure.
Our two top sellers, Hoplandia, which is really Mitch's signature IPA. The other one is our Pilsner, Euphonia. The Radagast is the Slovakian god of hospitality.
Okay, all right.
And what better mascot to put on our cans and on our business is something that stands for beer and hospitality, because that's what we're all about.
Tower, where Atlanta goes for craft beer.
Central Heating and Air brings you what's cool in the ATL. This summer we're heading to Cape Dutch.
Cape Dutch is known for the braai, as a South African terminology of cookout on the grill.
Nothing really compares to Cape Dutch. The people are beautiful, the drinks are amazing, and the customer service is like no other.
This is a very warm restaurant. You feel like you're eating in your home, and you say, wow.
Visit AtlantaEats.com/Central to sign up to learn more about the coolest places and win a gift card to try one of them.
Consistency, quality, and passion.
Your no-risk restaurants, which a lot of times comes down to outstanding service, just like you guys provide.
Well, I mean, Maggiano's is a great example. They are family style, just like your grandmother used to give you, double portion sizes. You eat one at dinner, then you take one home to eat tomorrow. It's just fantastic.
That's called hospitality at the highest level. Atlanta Eats is back. Atlanta Eats brings you what's cool in the ATL. It's Central Heating and Air's Kristen. Here's what I want to know. You're dressed up beautiful. You're with your girlfriends. You're going out for a great night. What's cool to you guys?
We want a place that we can go, hang out, laugh, have a good time, maybe with some Spanish tapas and great wine.
Wine, tapas, I got your place.
Made's a little restaurant in Alpharetta that was developed as a small dining scene. We're about Spanish ingredients, good Spanish ingredients, not necessarily a particular region of Spain. One of the big things we have is we have a wood-burning grill. When you walk in the restaurant, there's a tower of wood. So we're going to go ahead and really concentrate on that wood-burning grill. We do wood-grilled artichokes and wood-grilled vegetables and want to kind of utilize that wood grill as much as possible.
The artichokes are like the best dish I've ever had.
We had the grilled artichokes, which were phenomenal. They're our favorite.
I'm waiting on a grilled bone-in pork chop. We love all the flavor from the plancha grill that they use because they can raise and lower the grate, so they get a really smoky flavor on everything. That's why those grilled artichokes are so good.
The rest of the things are kind of classical things like little stuffed peppers. We have goat cheese. We'll do classic little meatballs and olives and Marcona almonds, and we have great paella, octopus. We do a great hanger steak.
I'm a big guy, so I can eat a lot, and the nice thing is you can try so many different things here. They probably got 15 different tapas items, and then they have main menu items as well.
A good Spanish meal starts with charcuterie and cheese. We've got all the great things. We've got great Serrano ham. We've got the great Iberico ham. We have lomo.
Tell me some of your favorites.
I'm a scallop guy.
Okay.
I love scallops.
I like the short rib croquettes. They're just short ribs and a little meatball that's like breaded and then comes with some sauce. It's delicious.
I did look at the menu, and they've got a wide variety of dishes here, so I'm excited to start trying them.
Christian Zach's our bartender, and he's whipping up great cocktails every night. He's over there all the time. He'll be milling around the dining room, and if you come in, definitely ask for Christian. Health, Happiness, and Prosperity is the drink that we're doing tonight. It's made with bourbon and hoodoo chicory liqueur. Has 3 coffee beans in it, and the traditional accompaniment for a sambuca is the 3 coffee beans that represent health, happiness, and prosperity.
Christian at the bar is just quite extraordinary when it comes to making great cocktails.
This is my favorite. Just can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, if you're not careful, I might take that with me while I go talk to some other people.
The idea behind Made was sort of the process of how you make a meal. And it starts with craftsmanship. Everything in here is handmade. The decor of the place is really unique. We have 150-year-old heart of pine beans that came out of an old mill in Easley, South Carolina. We have some really unique riddling racks on the shutters. Why in a Spanish restaurant do we have that? Because the only other place in the world that does that is in Spain for cava. So it's something that we thought was kind of a neat tie-in to the concept.
You don't see this anywhere else. And they've done an incredible job with the mix of wood and steel and metal, and it still feels cozy and comfortable.
So I'm a foodie, and then I'm also a creative kind of design guy, so I love the finish. When you look at the detail that's gone into the build-out, it's just the kind of space you want to hang out in for a while. To me, this is just like a jewel of Alpharetta.
Eric's a talented young chef, and he's been at Made for 6 months, and he's really getting into this.
If you go into a Spanish tapas restaurant, you got to try the paella.
We're going to do a traditional paella. We start with a little bit of olive oil. We throw some chorizo. We do some rice, peppers, onions, garlic, our seafood, chicken, and we just let it cook for 30 minutes. Give it enough time to cook it, you know, don't rush it. The thing with the crust is kind of tricky. If you keep stirring it, you're not going to get the crust. You let it sit a little bit, don't burn it, that's the key. This one is always the same. You know, we have the veggie paella, sometimes we have like a seafood paella. It'll just, we run as a special, but this one is like always stays, never change.
A lot of things we do here. We do a really great creme catalan. It's kind of like a creme brulee, has a big branding iron that we go ahead and brand it, and there's a big puff of smoke and burnt sugar. Kind of interesting take on a traditional Spanish dessert. We also do something that's unique. It's a shattered chocolate bar where we make our chocolate, add Marcona almonds, candied orange peel, and we'll bring it wrapped in parchment and then serve it with the loader, give it a big smack with a rolling pin, and kind of shock everybody at the table, but it's really great with something like a Listau sherry. Great way to end a meal.
When we come here, it's not just going out to dinner, it's a dining experience.
It so is.
It really is, and everything on the menu has that wow factor.
I don't believe in faux. You know, there's nothing faux about what we've done here. People want a certain authenticity. We're not in Spain, but we're as close as we're going to go and get.
So energy, variety, and atmosphere. I'd say Made checks all three of those boxes, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
I want everybody to feel like they've been well taken care of, that they've had a good value, and that they want to go ahead and talk about this little place that they feel they discovered. I think that's one maybe secret ingredient we have, is the fact that it's not right in the middle of First and Main. It's a little off the beaten path, and I think it's always kind of neat to feel you've discovered something.
Atlanta Eats is back. It's been almost 60 minutes talking about what's cool in the ATL. Central Heating and Air is our partner for our little journey. Great company, almost 70 years in Atlanta. Locally owned, just like great restaurants, great service. And Kristen from Central. Kristen, how do we wrap things up?
Steak. We've been talking dinners all night long. I want to now talk about desserts. I want a place with a great dessert and great wine.
Great combination. I hear you. I feel you. Delicious wine, great desserts. 20 years ago, cool, still cool today, right in Virginia Highlands.
We have grown to be what the neighborhood has demanded of us, to being a great neighborhood restaurant. Wow. I am so happy that I'm still here.
Patrons know that Murphy's is the perfect destination for special occasions, a girls' night out, or how about a Tuesday lunch? And why? The food. It's always about the food.
I always end up getting the trout, it seems like. Love the trout.
It's fantastic. It's a really great dish because it's light. It has vegetables.
So in here we have a mixture of Corona beans, kale, mixed olives, Tajiasca olives, and reduced tomato. And this is the basis for our trout. And then serve it with 2 grilled North Georgia trout fillets on the top.
It is unbelievably fantastic. It is Georgia trout. I've been up into the mountains of Georgia and seen where they get that trout.
You know it's fresh.
The most popular item by far on the menu is the brisket, the braised brisket in Guinness. And I think really, honestly, the reason behind it is completely classic comfort food. It makes you feel good when you eat it. It fills a little void in your soul. So I think that's the reason why. We're going to season it with sea salt flakes and some ground pepper. And then we're going to put that into the oven. In here we're burning mesquite charcoal. And it has a lovely, nice high heat to it. And this is a fun piece of equipment because it sort of acts as an oven and a grill at the same time. It's actually old Spanish technology that's just been adopted in the US. It gives amazing flavor to food. Beautiful. Pour the braising liquid over the top. And then we cover that with plastic and then foil and braise that for about 4 hours in a 300-degree oven. We use Yukon Gold potatoes. We add cream, butter, and olive oil to them. And then the brisket goes on top of the potatoes. A little bit of the gravy. And then we garnish it with some baby carrots, a few green beans, of horseradish mayo, just to give it that extra rich, creamy finish.
The brisket is really, really good.
Ready for dessert? I am. Give me some of that Toll House pie.
The Toll House pie is our most popular dessert, or one of the 2 most popular desserts. I think it's been on the menu for at least as long as the restaurant's been here. But it's basically an Oreo crust, and then inside is a walnut chocolate mixture that's baked in the oven, and we serve a big slab of it. It's delicious.
But I love it because it's part of Murphy's and part of being from Atlanta and part of being home. The chocolate chip cookies and the Toll House pie, it just makes you feel like you're going home again.
Well, I think Murphy's seems a lot like the Atlanta scene. It's a nice ambiance. It's got a variety of people that visit, age-wise, families, singles. They have their lovely wine shop that's here and fabulous desserts in their counter. So I think it has something for everybody.
Gas South would like to thank all of today's restaurants for all the delicious food they've prepared while cooking with gas. Gas South has the lowest rates around. Sign up today and receive a $75 gift card to try an Atlanta Eats restaurant. Go to gashouse.com/eats.
You trying to heat the whole neighborhood?
Is that so crazy a thought? Heating the whole neighborhood. Warming the lives of friends and neighbors. It's what drives Gas South to be a fuel for good. Whether it's saving with the best rates and no deposit, or giving 5% of our profits to children in need. So, yeah, we are trying to heat the whole neighborhood. Gas South. The difference is good.
Wardrobe for Steak Shapiro is provided by Miller Brothers Limited. This program is brought to you by Atlanta Eats and by Gas South.